Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 4th of March 2024. Now the prices guys of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market are definitely looking good, but one of the biggest anomalies guys is that of stablecoins and FDUSD, which is by Binance, that is definitely taking a lot of volume. As a matter of fact, it has overtaken the volume of Circle USDC as well. Now listen guys, this is really strange because Binance BUSD did actually go completely offline because of US regulators, isn't it? But looks like Binance have got and launched a new stablecoin, that is FDUSD, and it is back in the game. Now really I'm not sure how the US regulators are going to be reacting to this. And look guys, while I was doing research for FDUSD, there's literally no mention of the word Binance. So what I will be doing guys today is, before I go ahead and read out the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum and Binance BNB, I'll go ahead and give an explanation of what FDUSD is. Now look guys, if you look at the global cryptocurrency market numbers, the numbers are looking absolutely fantastic considering the fact we are looking at these numbers in the early hours in Dubai, which is still technically Sundays in most of the Western countries. And if you look at the previous bullish cycle guys in 2020, the numbers were definitely not the same. This time the numbers are definitely much better, so we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that news. And guys, there is also a massive news, and you can definitely take it in a positive way, and that is regarding Bitcoin withdrawals. And the Bitcoin withdrawals from cryptocurrency exchanges guys reached $2 billion. Now look guys, it is definitely positive, and in today's episode I'll go ahead and explain why that is positive. Now we do have some unfortunate news all the way from UK, and the United Kingdom guys are trying to enforce a law that will actually give the government more power to go ahead and seize your crypto assets. But look guys, we talk about private key, which is unhackable, isn't it? So I'll definitely go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion on how the UK law enforcement will still have control over your crypto assets. And to be honest guys, that is not for all cryptocurrency assets. I'm talking about crypto assets that are linked to crime, money laundering, and probably even linking to terrorism. So I'll share my thoughts and opinion on it. And guys, we have some positive news regarding Indonesia, and looks like the crypto regulators want better taxation, and that is definitely positive news. Probably India can learn something from it, isn't it? Now finally guys, we have some unfortunate news regarding Binance, and this is from Nigeria. And the Nigerian authorities guys are investigating into Binance, and they have detained 2 Binance executives. Definitely serious stuff, to be honest. And right now CZ is still in the United States of America, isn't it? And look guys, there's a lot of crazy things going on regarding Binance. And to be honest guys, I was really completely shocked to see FDUSD at number 2nd, overtaking Circle USDC. Now mind you guys, the stablecoin volume has definitely pumped up to the roof, and we'll definitely go ahead and explore this. Now I'm hoping we do not find out any negative activity regarding Binance, cause look guys, Binance going belly up will be an absolutely catastrophic blow, not just for the cryptocurrency world, but also for the finance world as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this narrative plays out. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee at 8 podcast, I'm going to be discussing 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news guys is definitely positive news, and that is IOTA's UAE-based ecosystem foundation. They are committing $10 million to startups in UAE and Africa. So I'll definitely go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion on it. Now at the outset guys, it's really important to note that IOTA definitely uses cryptocurrencies, but they do not follow blockchain technology. Rather, they use a completely different technology. So I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on what this news is all about. And the second news guys has to do with artificial intelligence. And the Emirate of Abu Dhabi is definitely getting into the artificial intelligence space. And the news essentially is that Abu Dhabi Sovereign Fund are planning to invest heavily in the space tech and also artificial intelligence this year. And look guys, when you talk about financial giants, they do have some roots and connections in Abu Dhabi, isn't it? So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that news. And just a few weeks ago guys, Sam Altman, the founder of OpenAI, was in the United Arab Emirates. And listen to this guys, he wanted to raise $7 trillion for his new project, and the only place that he could think of to go ahead and get the funding was the United Arab Emirates. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss how much of fund is going to be invested in the space tech field and also in the artificial intelligence sector. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode, so let's kick start with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE, so definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now as of today guys, 4th March 2024, the global cryptocurrency market is at $2.37 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 1.35%. Now mind you guys, you need to remember that I'm looking at these numbers in the early hours of Dubai, and technically it is still Sunday in Western countries. Now keeping that thing in mind, if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, the numbers are absolutely great. It is at $95.51 billion since the last 24 hours. As a matter of fact, since the last 24 hours, it is actually down by 5.05%. Now, really, I'm hoping, guys, we do not find out any notorious activity by Binance's stablecoin, that is FDUSD, because that would be absolutely catastrophic for the cryptocurrency world. Now, so far as the volume in DeFi is concerned, it is at $9.04 billion, and DeFi, guys, as of today, is accounting for 9.47% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now let me just break down and give out some bits and pieces of information regarding DeFi, because the total value locked is at a staggering $92.44 billion, and these are numbers that you look at when we are in a bullish period, isn't it? And if you look at the dominance of DeFi, guys, Lido is definitely leading the pack, and $34.27 billion is locked in its protocol, and so far as decentralized exchange dominance is concerned, it is at 23.21%. Now let me very quickly run through the 24-hour volume of decentralized exchanges, because Uniswap, guys' number is almost on the verge of crossing the $2 billion mark, which for a Sunday or early hours on Monday in the Middle East is absolutely great, because most often than not, it is somewhere between the $500 to $700 million range. But as of today, 4th of March, it is at $1.89 billion. PancakeSwap, guys, is at number 2nd, and its volume is $687.89 billion. Now look guys, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some transaction taking place, particularly between Pancake and Binance BUSD. I definitely need to go ahead and check on this. And look guys, if you want to go ahead and investigate, since the last 24 to 48 hours, try to check if there are too many transactions taking place between PancakeSwap and Binance's FDUSD. I'm pretty much sure there might be some solid connection. Now the third one guys, so far as decentralized exchange is concerned, is Radium, and its volume is $673.7 million. Orca, guys, is at number 4th, and its volume is $528.66 million. Now listen guys, the number 4th on an average given day used to hover somewhere between the $200 million mark. In certain cases in the past 12 months was well below the $100 million mark as well. But now looks like the numbers is almost 5 times of what it was, isn't it? Now the number 5th, guys, is Core Finance, and its volume is $377.18 million. Now let me very quickly run through the volume of stablecoins, because right now it is at $82.66 billion, and stablecoins as of today is accounting for 86.55% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume, and out of this $82.66 billion, guys, Tether USDT is accounting for $69.42 billion. But look guys, the biggest, scariest metric is that of Binance's FDUSD. Today it is at $6.69 billion, and it has overtaken the volume of Circle USDC by $5.53 billion. Because listen guys, while I was preparing for this podcast, I was looking at the top 3 numbers, and the numbers were not making sense, because FDUSD was not showing in the top 3, True USD was showing in the top 3 and I was a bit perplexed to find out why is Binance's FDUSD not showing up. But then when I tried to scroll it down, I did actually find Binance's FDUSD's volume ridiculously high, so absolutely shocking stuff to be honest. And all the stable coins guys is accounting for 86.55% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now guys, let's look at the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now if you look at the market cap of Bitcoin guys, it is at $1.23 trillion. But if you look at the market cap of Ethereum, it has actually gone down and as of today it is at $416 billion. So it looks like since the last 24 to 48 hours, the market cap of Ethereum has been impacted, isn't it? Now if you look at the 24-hour trading volume guys, there is not much going on because Bitcoin's market cap is at $24.9 billion. I wouldn't be surprised guys by later on in the day, it would actually cross the $25 billion mark. Now so far as the market cap of Ethereum is concerned, it is at $13.1 billion. Now if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin guys, it is at a staggering 52.15%, whereas Ethereum's dominance is 17.60%. Now guys, before the price of Bitcoin is heading towards the moon, what I'm going to be doing is, probably once again for this week, I'm going to be looking at the top 3 gainers and the top 3 losers since the last 24 hours. Now the first one guys is something to do with meme coin, and the project is actually called as Dog with That, and it is up by 41.97%. Now really I'm not sure if it has some strong connection or motivation by Dogecoin. Clearly looks like, isn't it? And to be honest guys, I wouldn't be surprised in the next coming days or weeks. It is definitely on the loser side. Now the number second guys is still Pepe, and since the last 24 hours it is up by 31.29%. Now look guys, Pepe has been the gainer for at least a week now. And to be honest guys, the community of Pepe definitely looks extremely strong, isn't it? So it's going to be really interesting to see if it actually continues or there's going to be a massive rug pull over the next coming days. Now since the last 24 hours it is up by 31.29%. XLR guys is at number 3rd and it is up by 27.30%. Now so far as the top 3 losers is concerned guys, Singularity is down by 5.10%, Flare is number 2nd and it is down by 5.05%, and Injective guys is at number 3rd, it is down by 4.94%. Now look guys, it is extremely rare, particularly in the cryptocurrency space, where the top 3 losers are in single digits and the top 3 gainers are well above the 30 to 40% mark. Definitely positive, isn't it? But look guys, the cryptocurrency world is absolutely bizarre and crazy, so it's going to be really interesting to see what the outcome is. Now guys, in today's episode, let me very briefly run through what FDUSD is, so you guys get a very brief understanding of what FDUSD is, because right now it is definitely overtaking the volume of Circle USDC. Now really I'm not sure why the volume is pumped up since the last 24 hours. The only thing I'm hoping is we do not find out any massive anomaly. So let me go ahead and explain what FDUSD is, because the FDUSD guys offers several advantages as a stable coin that is backed by the US dollar. And FDUSD guys is a type of digital currency called as a stable coin. But what makes it special is that it is backed 1-to-1 by regular US dollar. This means for every FDUSD coin out there, there's a real US dollar held somewhere to back it up. So what is the use case guys of FDUSD? Now look guys, when you talk about cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, the prices can definitely go up and down quite a lot, isn't it? Which makes them extremely risky for some people to use. FDUSD on the other hand stays relatively stable because it is tied directly to the value of the US dollar, and this stability guys makes it appealing to investors and businesses who want to avoid the uncertainty of regular cryptocurrencies. Now the big question is, how does it work? Now just like every other stable coin, the value of FDUSD is always kept the same as the US dollar by making sure there's enough real money or other valuable assets backing up all the FDUSD coins that are out there. And this system ensures that they can always exchange your FDUSD for real US dollars at any point of time. Now in case if you do want to go ahead and get your FDUSD, and if you're a big player in the finance world or meet certain requirements, you can buy FDUSD directly from the company that issues it. But for most people, you can get FDUSD through various online platforms where it's traded, kind of like how you would buy regular cryptocurrencies, and you can use FDUSD for all sort of transactions, just like you would with regular money. It's particularly useful for things like internal payments because it is much faster and cheaper than traditional methods like wire transfers. And in case if you do want to exchange your FDUSD back to regular dollars, you'll need to go through the company that issues it and meet certain legal requirements, or you can sell your FDUSD on the same online platform where you bought it. Now look guys, this is clearly the role of a bank, isn't it? And if you truly understand what Bitcoin is, Bitcoin was precisely created that such instances did not occur. But look, at the same time, there are some positive elements of stablecoins as well, because you do not want your Bitcoin's value to keep going down. Rather, you would want to convert it into stablecoin, isn't it? And unfortunately, I definitely do not like this project. And hopefully in the near future, with artificial intelligence, we might have a fully algorithmically backed stablecoins. But overall, guys, FDUSD is a stable and reliable digital currency that is backed by real estate, making it a safer option for people who want to use cryptocurrencies without the risk of price swings. And guys, First Digital USD, also called as FDUSD, is a one-to-one USD-backed stablecoin issued by a distinct entity called as FD121 Limited in Hong Kong, and they are operating under the brand name of First Digital Labs. Now look guys, I'm pretty much sure that FD121 Limited or First Digital Labs is definitely owned by Binance, isn't it? But look guys, in case if I'm wrong, definitely go and mention them in the comments below, or drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Now guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. Because look guys, the price of Bitcoin is extremely steady, and since the last 24 hours it is up by 1.22%, and since the last 7 days it is up by 21.72%, and the price of Bitcoin guys is extremely strong at 62,679. Ethereum is at $3,464. Since the last 24 hours it is up by 1.11%, since the last 7 days it is up by 13.38%. Binance BNB coin guys, the price is $414. Since the last 24 hours it is up by 1.24%. Since the last 7 days it is up by 7.36%. Now to be honest guys, I'm extremely worried regarding Binance, because I really am not sure how the volume of FDUSD picked up pace. And also later on towards the end of the episode, I'm also going to be discussing 2 executives in Nigeria who've been detained, isn't it? So let's see what the future of Binance is. Now that thing being said guys, 2024 is definitely not looking the best start for Binance, isn't it? Now guys, let's discuss some really critical metrics, and that is to do with Bitcoin daily withdrawals. And James Van Straten guys, who's a research and data analyst at crypto insights firm CryptoSlate, he actually flagged a multi-billion-dollar Bitcoin withdrawal via his post on Twitter, and his tweet guys is in the show notes below, and he's actually stated that over $2.3 billion of Bitcoin did actually go and leave the exchange, marking one of the biggest withdrawals in over 5 years. Now look guys, when people are withdrawing the funds from cryptocurrency exchanges, it is definitely a positive sign, which means guys, they're taking it off from the exchanges and they don't want to go out and trade it, they definitely don't want to go out and sell it, and they're definitely putting it into the hard wallet or cold wallet. And the reason why they're doing that is guys, they're under the belief system that the price of Bitcoin will be increasing in the near future, and they definitely do not want the cryptocurrency to be held in the exchanges. They definitely don't want it to be accidentally hacked, and they definitely want to go out and store it extremely safe. And that, to be honest guys, means HODL mentality, isn't it? That is, hold on to dear life. So look guys, what does this mean so far as demand and supply is concerned? It just means that so far as the selling part of Bitcoin is concerned, there is less Bitcoin available to sell, thereby increasing the demand, and this will eventually increase the price of Bitcoin, isn't it? So whenever you hear news that people are withdrawing the Bitcoin from the cryptocurrency exchanges, that is definitely a positive sign, and Bitcoin leaving exchanges equals to HODL, equals to more demand, and that would eventually mean higher prices. So definitely positive news. Now guys, let's discuss some unfortunate news, and that is regarding UK. And guys, starting from the 26th of April 2024, the UK law enforcement agencies will gain increased power to seize cryptocurrency assets that are used in criminal activities including terrorism. And this guys follows the approval of secondary legislations related to the Economic, Crime and Corporate Transparency Act of 2023, and the provision of this act allows authorities to freeze and confiscate crypto assets that are associated with criminal behavior. Now look guys, who's to say what is it that is conducted as a criminal behavior? Now I was watching this story via Instagram where the guy was actually talking about that in Russia, that there was roughly around 400 people who got arrested for speaking against the government. Now mind you guys, this is in Russia, and he further went on to state that in United Kingdom, more than 3,500 people got arrested for speaking against the government, and that looks like will be considered as a criminal behavior, isn't it? So who gets to decide what is criminal behavior? So definitely not a positive news, to be honest. And so far as this use is concerned guys, this includes the implementation of a civil recovery regime for cryptocurrencies and the introduction of crypto asset confiscation order, and this would enable authorities to seize items related to crypto assets, and these items are defined as property that contain or provide access to information aiding in the seizure of cryptocurrency assets. Now look guys, if you were to ask this thing to hardcore Bitcoin maximalists, they would say that it's impossible to go ahead and hack the private key, which is 100% right. But look guys, let's say Bitcoin was used for illicit activities or terrorism, Bitcoin maximalists and some of the cypherpunks would argue that no way the government can go and seize my funds. But look, guys, there's this thing called as $20 Baton test. So essentially what the police could do is they could buy a baton which costs $20 and just smack it over your head, and they would force you to go out and give out your private keys, isn't it? Which has happened in the past, to be honest. And if I'm not mistaken, guys, just last week I talked about an incident where the person voluntarily gave out roughly around $1 or $2 billion worth of Bitcoin to the authorities. So look, guys, this whole notion and narrative that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies can be unconfiscatable definitely sounds right. But a $20 baton smacking over your head, I'm pretty much sure you'd be more than willing to give out your private keys. And this is not only for authorities, guys. Even, let's say, criminal people can actually go out and catch hold of you and force you to give out your private key, right? Now, that thing being said, guys, there are certain hardware wallets that have taken that into consideration and can provide an alternative as well. So if you do want to find out more information on that, definitely look at some of the technical features of hardware wallet. Now, guys, let's discuss some positive news from Indonesia. And an official from Indonesia's crypto regulator, BTC, has urged the finance minister to reconsider tax rates for digital assets. Now, currently, guys, cryptocurrencies are treated as commodities and are subject to value-added tax and also income tax. However, with crypto oversight transferring to broader financial services regulator, that is OJK in 2025, there's a call for tax review. And Tota Karma Sanjaya from BTC highlighted the need for this review, noting that tax regulations typically undergo annual checks, emphasizing the evolving nature of crypto landscape. Now, if you do want to go out and find out more information, guys, it is published by an Indonesian website called as Business, and the link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, let's discuss some unfortunate news regarding Binance, and that is to do with Nigeria. And the Nigerian authorities are intensifying the investigation into Binance, and they are demanding access to customer data and probing whether the cryptocurrency exchange is actually involved in terrorism financing and money laundering. And the detention, guys, of two Binance executives marks a serious escalation in dispute between Nigerian government and the cryptocurrency exchange in Binance. And this has actually led the blocking of Binance's website in Nigeria, and some users, guys, are turning to alternative platforms for trading. Now, roughly around 2 weeks ago, guys, I did talk about a similar news where Binance did actually restrict the users in order to go out and trade. Now, at that point of time, they did that because of government pressures, but looks like this is turning out to be negative news for Binance. And guys, as of now, the Binance website is no longer accessible to Nigerians, and some users have reported moving their trading activities to alternative platforms like KuCoin and Bybit. So look, guys, looks like 2024 is also one of the worst years for Binance, isn't it? Definitely unfortunate news. So those were the news, guys, from the cryptocurrency blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is definitely positive news, particularly for startups in the UAE and Africa. And the news essentially is that IOTA's UAE-based ecosystem foundation has committed to $10 million to startups in the UAE and Africa. So let me go ahead and share more bits and pieces of information regarding this news, because their focus is on digital trade and tokenization of real-world assets, also called as RWA, and the first series of investment, guys, is to be made pretty soon, with details to be disclosed over the next coming weeks. And guys, this includes support for trade tech ventures and startup building on IOTA through an accelerator program. And the foundation became a regular entity in the UAE in November, and because of that, guys, the registration to IOTA's native token did actually pump up by 43%, and IOTA's total value did actually increase by 20% after the registration. Now, the initial investment, guys, will target trade technology startups in UAE and Africa, and the aim is to facilitate smoother trade transactions and build a more efficient global system. And Dominic Steiner, the co-founder of IOTA, has emphasized the importance of investigating in trade tech for global trade efficiency. And IOTA, guys, is an open source distributed ledger platform that was actually released in 2016. Now, look, guys, I very specifically remember this whole notion your keys, your crypto was not relevant to IOTA, because looks like there's a massive technology glitch where people with the private keys, they were still not able to access their tokens. So those are unfortunately some of the dangers when you talk about IOTA. But I'm pretty much sure the project has definitely evolved since then, and they did raise a staggering $590,000 in an ICO 8 months prior to the announcement. And guys, IOTA Foundation aims to foster innovation and growth in digital trade and tokenization sector, and the UAE-based foundation expands IOTA's presence in the region of Africa as well. And this investment, guys, signifies confidence in the potential of digital trade and tokenization markets, and the accelerator program wants to support startups leveraging IOTA technology And look guys, right now the market sentiment is bullish, isn't it? And this has definitely reflected an increased value of IOTA and the broader cryptocurrency market as well. And the foundation guys is poised to play a significant role in shaping the future of digital trade ecosystem. So definitely positive news. Now guys, let's discuss second news, and this is to do with the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. And the Abu Dhabi Sovereign Fund guys is planning to invest heavily in space tech and artificial intelligence this year as well. So let me go ahead and give out more information. And Abu Dhabi Mubala's investment company guys, they plan to invest significantly in artificial intelligence and space technology this year. And the managing director Khaldun Mubarak did make an announcement to the commitment at an investor conference in Abu Dhabi. And sovereign and wealth funds like Mubadala definitely see it as an opportunity to drive global progress. And Mubadala guys, they aim to shift from merely investing in assets to enabling advancements as well. And Mubadala guys is an absolute giant, and them getting into artificial intelligence and space technology will be an absolute game changer, not just in UAE guys, but probably for the entire world as well. And they also plan to increase investment in the US market and deepen strategic investment in UK, Europe and France. And Mubadala investment guys, they control $276 billion in assets, and they will also invest in healthcare, digital asset infrastructure and financing. And their long-term allocation for Asia has also increased. And they are aggressively focusing on driving progress and investing in solutions to global challenges. And Mubadala guys, they are scalping to participate in dynamic markets, that is in Asia, China, Korea, India and even Japan as well. But at this point of time guys, no specific capital deployment figures have been provided for US, China or elsewhere. And they definitely want to have an increased allocation to Asia. And their increased allocation to Asia guys suggests a confidence in the region's economic prospect, isn't it? And the investment is based on the attractiveness of opportunities, not just geopolitics. Now at this point of time guys, there is massive concerns in Washington about Gulf-Chinese partnership potentially exposing sensitivity to US technologies. And I very specifically remember guys that G42, they had some scuffle with the US government, isn't it? And looks like G42 was working with Chinese companies as well. But the last thing I know guys is that G42 wanted to discontinue all the operations with China. Now it's really important to note guys that G42 does have an office in Abu Dhabi. And going back to the news guys, Mubadala and Goldman Sachs, they have announced $1 billion private credit partnership to invest in Asia Pacific region. And the US and its ally aim to counter China's economic influence in the region. Now at this point of time guys, UAE and China definitely maintain a close political and economic ties as well. And Mubadala's investment guys in artificial intelligence and tech sector definitely reflects his focus on megatrends and global demographics and their strategic positioning to capitalize on emerging opportunities in various sectors and region. So definitely a positive news to be honest. And look guys, Mubadala getting into the AI game will be an absolute game changer, isn't it? And it will not help just the Middle East, but definitely the entire world as well. So those were the news guys on the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB listening to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and metaverse. I have a question by Marky who asks, would it be a good idea to buy Bitcoin or will it dump? Now listen guys, Marky, this is definitely not financial advice, and so far as price prediction is concerned, I've always said this, Marky, all price predictions are 100% right 50% of the time. So what I'm going to say next is definitely not financial advice. Now look, to answer your question, would it be a good time to buy Bitcoin? Now look, it's always a good time to go ahead and buy Bitcoin, but right now the prices are staggering towards the moon, isn't it? Now what I think is towards the later part of this month, Jerome Powell will be announcing the interest rate hike. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, and even our listeners to do, is go to the Federal Reserve Board website and check when the next FOMC meeting is. And during the FOMC meeting, guys, what Jerome Powell and his team members, they do is they look at the inflation numbers for the previous month and then they go out and decide what to do with the interest rate hike. And unfortunately, the inflation did actually pick up pace, and I wouldn't be surprised that this particular month, there's at least a 90% chance that Jerome Powell most likely will be increasing the interest rate hike. This is definitely not guaranteed, but I would say at least 90% chance that Jerome Powell will be increasing the interest rate hike. Now, when that thing happens, Marky, I'm pretty much sure the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will marginally go down. Now, me personally, I tend to go out and buy a lot of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies when it dumps. But listen, definitely not financial advice, and all price predictions are 100% right 50% of the time. Now, what's going to happen next is the Bitcoin halving, and if I'm not mistaken, towards the 3rd or the 4th week of April is when the Bitcoin halving would kick in. Now, based on my experience, when the Bitcoin halving actually takes place, there is not much movement. Usually 3 to 4 months after that is when the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies starts heading towards the moon. So these are factors you need to take into consideration. Other than that, market, the next ideal date, what I'd recommend for you to maybe go ahead and buy and sell a lot of Ethereum is the 23rd of May, because there is a cutoff date of 23rd of May, where we definitely get information if an Ethereum spot ETF is approved or declined. Now, because BlackRock has also got into the Ethereum ETF world, I wouldn't be surprised there is next to 99.99% chance that an Ethereum ETF will be approved as well. And similar to how the price of Bitcoin reached from $20,000 to $64,000, I wouldn't be surprised if Ethereum reaches a new all-time high as well. Those are my honest thoughts. So to answer your question, what I'd recommend to keep an eye on 3 dates. The first one will be when Jerome Powell will be announcing the interest rate hike. And if the interest rate hike is higher, I'm pretty much sure the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will actually go down. But let's say if Jerome Powell thinks that the inflation is still fine, despite it being high last month, he might be looking at the current situation as well. And if he decides, let's say, the interest rate should not be increased, then the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will actually go up. And that would be the worst time to go ahead and buy, to be honest. So we are hoping that Jerome Powell does actually go ahead and increase the interest rate hike. And that way the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will marginally go down. And that just might be an ideal time to go ahead and buy it. Other than that, the next date I would recommend to keep an eye on is the Bitcoin halving. Now look, I'm pretty much sure some of them will have made a substantial amount of profit during that time, and they would want to be going ahead and selling some of the Bitcoins, so that would be a good time to buy as well. And finally, the next date to look at is the Ethereum spot ETF. Let's say for some wild situation, if the Ethereum decision is delayed, I don't think so that would happen. The price of Ethereum might go down, and these are just wild speculations, to be honest. Please do not take it word for word, and it is definitely not investment advice. If, let's say, the Ethereum spot ETF decision is delayed, the price of Ethereum will temporarily go down, and I'm pretty much sure later on towards the end of this year, the price will pump up. Those are my honest thoughts. But once again, Mark, you do your own research, and what I said once again is definitely not investment advice. And that's about all, guys. I'm the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And in case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And how the series of episodes in the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.